Guys, what was Dan Quinn thinking? He's an absolute freaking moron. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Talking about all this, about how, like, oh, last drive, fourth quarter. You're down 30-7. No team's ever come back from that. Like, what are you doing? I mean, sorry about that. But, yeah, Steelers, you look at the Dodgers, they pay their money. They get their players. They just won the World Series. Then you look at the Steelers, they have the highest paid defense in football. Look what happens. Just a big thing I want to talk about. But anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. Also, guys, one more thing. I didn't want to diss these Bengals. Bengals defense is the best in football, giving us the best game each week. Let's go, though.
68 yards away. It's up there. It's out there. And it's good! It's good from 68!
Just driving that ball. You see the low trajectory, but look at this. I mean, that's good from 70.
Only about 5 yards away from McPherson's field goal range. Flacco puts an arrow into it far side. Higgins just crazy.
But
I'm not gonna say
diving, pitching. That's a confident quarterback.
17. Mahomes spinning back around, way down the field. Going to need a big one here. There it is to Rice at the 15 and out of bounds at the 10.
What an amazing call. This is also why you go for it on 4th and 17. Possible pass interference, things like that.
Penix on 4th down, looking for London. And did he bring it in? Yes! Drake London with the hat trick. An extra point for Parker Romo to tie the game at 24. And the kick is no good.
Yard line on the 13th play of this series.
And here we go. 5. He backpedals. Somehow he gets it all the way down to the 5. And it's knocked down incomplete. And the Bills have won it.
Or the clock is running. Williams slings it. Williams! Loveland bangs off his man! He's gonna score! Oh my! Colston Loveland in a jaw dropper! Knock the ball down or tackle. Flacco trying to give his guys a shot. Fires down the field and it is picked. JB, it's the first weekend of November, and the Patriots are hoping for a carbon copy of October. New England has won 5. It's Douglas in the backfield. May looking his way, trying to connect with Douglas. Got him! Touchdown! Penix looking to throw to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. 12th play of the drive. Jennings again trying to get in, and that is his first NFL touchdown. Catch. May steps up, fires, looking for Douglas. Got him! May over the middle. He's got Diggs. Stephon Diggs at the 5. Diggs, stiff arm, diving for the pylon. Touchdown! Penix on the slant. London could not hold on. May, pressure coming. He lost the football. It's free. Scooped up by Pierce on the return. And Campbell. Penix throwing end zone. London, great catch. Second of the day. May, and he airmails that one right to Bates. Picked off by Jesse Bates. On second down, Penix. Oh, what a catch with one hand! Penix trying a deep shot, looking for London. Flag is down. London makes the catch. Penix takes the snap. Fires, and he's got London for a first down. Jalen Walker knocked down. They are throwing. May to the outside. Got a man. First down. Henry inbounds. And that will do
it. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the NFL Week 9 Sunday, as again, you guys just all saw those Falcons and Patriots highlights, which we'll get to in a minute. All the takeaways you guys need to know from all these games. Again, analytically, statistically, the tape, which I watched some of them. I'm not going to admit like I watch every single game's tape. I watch at least some of each one, some more than others, to be honest with you guys. But still, we saw a lot of crazy things on Sunday. I'll be covering through all those things as we get through it. Our first game, though, was the Patriots heading to Atlanta. Not heading to Atlanta. They did that a couple. No, they haven't done that in a long, like way back. Whatever, though. Patriots with their 6th straight win, 6 or 7. I don't know. That's something that's going around with them and the world too. As they knocked out the Falcons 24-23, despite not really playing a good game whatsoever. They will be heading to Tampa next week for their biggest game of the season versus Tom. Oh, he's not on them anymore. Against Baker. Yeah, they'll be facing a Baker next week. Falcons though, keep losing, bro. If they're like 6 or 7 and 11, I don't know, something like that, or they're like 3-14, maybe that would actually be really nice. They're just really helping out the Rams right now, especially with how James Pierce, the guy they drafted with that pick they traded up with the Rams with, hasn't done anything this year. So they're doing their job. They're at 3-5. Realistically, this is a very talented football team that is underachieving tremendously right now. They have now lost. Jesus. What is it now? 3 straight games for them? Yeah, they're looking a little bit rough net right now. As they will be playing a team next week that I don't really think of. I'm going to really try to think of right now. So if I do, I might talk about them, but I'll probably forget to. So yeah. But anyway, Michael Pettis Jr. whipped out his okay, I'm going to stop there. He played he was out there. He made a couple nice throws, but realistically he was very I don't want to use like what other people use, but they said he was inconsistent. I'm sorry. No, realistically, though, on film, there were a lot of plays where he did layer the ball actually way better than I expected him to, but again, same time, he was overly reliant on this dude right here who had himself a game. Only the third, I think, it's insane, but third Falcons receiver with 100 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns in a game. Probably like Anquan Bolton or this guy. Who, guys, I still don't believe this, but Julio Jones had a 300-yard receiving game. This is just an absolutely insane stat to me. I know Marvin Cooper had like 260-something. I'm sick. A couple years ago, but yeah, this is actually insane. This stat line here. This was back in 2016 too. Matt Ryan also threw for 500 yards. Joe Flacco, let's go, bro. We'll get to him in a little really quickly too. I want to get to that game, but anyway, yeah, Pettis, he did his thing. Also, good stat for them. They're 3-0 when Bijan runs for 75 yards or over it. I wrote some stupid interval notation and stuff, but other than that, yeah. When Bijan doesn't do that, or negative, when he runs for that or negative infinity yards, if we're talking about again the hypothetical as least amount of yards he could have, they're not good. They're 0-5. So again, they're about as bad as they can be negative infinity bad when he's not going for 75 yards, and they can be infinity good when he is bad. When he's good. Yeah, there we go. That's a good way to put it. Anyway, though, other than that, I mean, I guess he caught a couple passes, but yeah. They're 1-3 on the road overall. They have struggled on the road. I can't even tell you what the one they did win. Let me think. Oh, it was against the Vikings. Whatever. The Vikings are trash. Oh wait, no, they're not. They had a pretty big game. But Bijan still almost at 1,000 yards, or not 1,000 yards. I think he might even already be at 1,000 yards. Other than that, though, Kyle Pitts wasn't great. This is probably one of the only games this year I'm going to say that, or not say he wasn't great, but he wasn't at least somewhat of a factor. Even though Kyle Pitts again isn't really being talked about at all this year, he's been a decent player. Again, Stone Ever's gonna be able to block. They needed see more pinpole action to actually believe a turnaround will happen for this running game. Defensively, I don't even want to talk about it, guys. This is the defense. But other than that, third down actually wasn't there. Poor yak optimization in zone. This is for their defense. They struggle with yak yards, especially against Demario Douglas, who had a 100-yard game, had his best career game as well. But on that, I don't want to, again, bore you guys too much with that. Third down execution wasn't there as well. Again, you see their third down conversion rate. They were only 1 of 10. On that, though, again, Walker breakout. Jalen Walker had a pretty good game for the Falcons. Not going to try to show his stats, though. Other than that, there were a couple other things that really aren't too important. Other than that, though, we look over to the Patriots. Will Campbell, oh goodness. Michael Gano had the worst games of their season. If you didn't know, Drake May got sacked 6 times. No, 6 times. There we go. So, both those guys who are they are the Patriots' most talented offensive linemen and their best offensive linemen. Both had their worst games of the season. As a result, this offensive line struggled mightily and gave up a lot of pressure to Drake May, who on his own, though, did make some really porous decisions pre-snap to put him in that some pretty bad situations. We'll get to another quarterback who was in a similar situation in a little bit. But on that, though, Drake May, again, his first turnover, he's got to get the ball out of his hands there. Again, that's really just pre-snap stuff. Who the hell is Terrell Jennings? I don't know who this dude is, to be completely honest with you guys. I think we talked about this in the prediction, but yeah. Henry and Hooper blocked very well. I think those are the only guys that blocked well in this game on either side of the ball. I'm joking. Diggs seemed fine. I don't know. I didn't really watch much of his film. He may run a couple good routes. Did have that touchdown as well. Yeah, first team since at least 1950 for the Falcons. I'm not for the Falcons, for the Patriots. This is ESPN research. I did not have time to pull up the stat, but they had 900 since 1950. Again, this is for the Patriots, where they've given up 50 or less rushing yards to the running backs in their first 9 games. Pretty crazy though for the Patriots. On that though, this is Drake Mason, third New England Patriots quarterback with 5 sacks taken back-to-back games. Jacoby Brissett and Drew Bledsoe, again, he never really was healthy. Again, that was a pretty common theme with him. Other than that, I do need to see Christian Dawes be way more physical at the catch point. That's part of the reason he didn't have his best game. Also, the safeties looked okay for the first time this season, which again is something I'm going to keep harping on. But other than that, 6-game winning streak, their best since 2021. They won 7 straight. Again, hopefully they can do that next week, or hopefully not. I don't know if you don't like the Patriots. That's all I got for you guys here. Now let's get to a game that, again, was just absolutely bonkers.
Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River, we welcome you to the NFL on CBS. Joe pick up the pieces.
Charlie Jones going to play it from this inside his end zone. Jones has it. Jones, 30, 20, 10, touchdown!
But he has to have a chance to make this play.
They go end around. Moore is going to toss it and into the end zone to a wide open Williams. Cairo Santos, second game since his return from the thigh injury, a 47-yarder, and he shanked it wide right. DJ Moore lines up in the backfield again, misdirection. This is Zacchaeus, finds the end. Zacchaeus lunging. Touchdown! This continues to find new heights as the centerpiece of the Cincinnati offense. Flacco, perfect touch on it, and he gets it to Yosivash. Man who hit Williams, making his first game of the season. Santos misses. Third and goal, Bengals rush 4 to the end zone. Loveland. Flacco again taking a shot, going for it all, and it is caught. Flacco looking end zone near side.
The other side of the line of scrimmage today against the Bears.
Bears approaching 200 yards. They got more. It's Brown breaking free. Going back to last week against the Jets, just incredible. Flacco buried. Football came out. National in his career. Game winner a couple of weeks ago against the Steelers, and this one is short. After the missed field goal by McPherson.
Expose him!
Monengai, sensational right from the start. Monengai unleashed again for Cincinnati. 39-yard run, end around. It's DJ Moore. He's got Loveland blocking. Moore trying to pound his Eagles have to attack. Bears rush 4. Flacco, first down. Chase Brown in the open terrain. Flacco over the middle. Flacco's pass intercepted. It's Edmonds.
Oh, and play the ball. Just tackle the runner in bounds. That's going to help you win.
Flacco to the end zone. It's fair.
You still have an opportunity to tie if you get another touchdown.
Flacco, end zone. It is caught. Bears rush 4. Flacco going for it. Higgins with another all-world snatch. Second and goal. Flacco, end zone, touchdown. Yosivash.
Guys, sorry I talked at like rapid speed in the Patriots takeaways, but now here for this game, I'll try to be a little bit more methodical. I don't even know where to start with this, guys. There's no way you can cover everything that happened in this game in a like 5-minute segment. But I will say the Bears, they got a big time win here. They moved to 5-3 with this huge win over the Bengals. This was just absolutely insane. I don't even know where to I don't know where to start with this, but I guess Bears were able to hold on after nearly giving up a 14-point for 2-touchdown fourth quarter lead as they came back with an insane Colson level touchdown. Selpis was on my bench, but I still won, so I don't really care. Forget about that. They moved to 5-3. This is their now tied the amount of wins they had all of last year. Another team we'll get to in a little bit also was able to do that today, again with 5 wins. But 5-3 now. They will be they'll be playing the Giants at home next week. Bengals, I mean, I don't even know where to. They're just get out of here, bro. They're on their bye week. But anyway, for the Bears, yeah, that's a lot of rushing yards with the backup. 283 rushing yards, absolutely bonkers. Like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. That again, 7.6 yards per play. They average nearly almost a first down per play. That's actually insane. Like, crazy stuff there. But, yeah. Also, Loveland or Bowers for the craziest game of the week. Again, from tight ends. Obviously, we'll get to Brock Bowers in a little bit, but he had himself a game. Other than that, though, not really other than that. This is also the first time they've scored at least 47 points since week, I think it was like week 9, whatever. It was November 4th, 2012 versus Titans where they won 51-20. Also, 576 yards is the most yards they've had in a game other than they put up like 600 and something versus the Niners in freaking 1965. So this is the most yards they've had since then. Pretty crazy. Again, the Jets, pretty similar thing. They had a lot of yards last week too. I wonder Bengals defense maybe. They're very good like that. Oh yeah, who the heck? Again, second straight game here. Who the heck is Britton Brown, bro? He had a touchdown. Like, who is this dude? If you had the anytime touchdown on this guy, you're actually crazy. Like, what the heck? Other than that, though, O-line is best since 2018. Yeah, this offensive line is, like, actually really, really good. Again, the reason I say it's not really, again, Bears offensive line 2018, I'm going to try and get into some, like, sort of discussion here. But, that offensive line was better pass protection than this one is. But, again, the run blocking is night and day. Whatever. First starts in 2020, or best starts in 2020 when they started 5-1. If you remember that season, that was with, Money Mitch. I think where they go. They made the playoffs. That's all I remember. But they did have, like, a long losing streak. Oh, yeah. On that, though, DJ Moore is still missing something. He had a nice touchdown, but, like, bro, do more, I guess. I don't know. Colson Loving, an insane game by him. Roma Dunze, yeah, oof. Defensively, they have so many issues. I can't even start talking about them. They do need to trade for someone, though, or else they're cooked, especially with that secondary is looking. Not again, they don't need to trade for someone in the secondary, but they do need someone to help support that secondary. Again, doesn't make a ton of sense, but you'll see. Bengals, I don't even know what to tell you guys. This defense is so just, I don't want to say bad because, again, it's so obvious, but like I don't want to sound like a broken record either. I don't know. Joe Flacco, that first game over 400 passing yards, he threw for 470. I mean, there's no way in hell you should lose the game when your guys play like that. Again, they didn't even turn over the ball. No, they did three turnovers, but like forget about that. They really weren't. Again, really 2 turnovers. One of them wasn't even that bad, and that was like again, really one bad turnover by honestly, that was the one stop they had. Never mind. So, again, really, outside of those couple, I'm not even going to start with there. Bengals are the first team ever since 1966 with the Giants to score over 38 points in back-to-back games and still find a way to lose both of them. Just absolutely insane. This defense is absolutely pathetic. I had a bunch of different notes on it. Again, really breaking it down. We don't need to do that. We know this group sucks. But honestly, guys, I don't even know what to tell you. This game was just not. It really wasn't real. Bears, again, craziest game of the season. It's not even close. But yeah, this is just absolutely bonkers. Also, it's their worst 9-game record since they were like 2 and freaking 50 in 2020. I don't know. That's what I got there. But other than that, yeah, this is the second most yards. No, my bad. They allowed. That wasn't the 661 yards. That was for the freaking Bears. Not for theirs. This was for the Bengals. This is the most yards they've allowed since 1982. Yeah, that's pretty freaking bad. Or second most yards allowed in a single game as well. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. But other than that, yeah, here was a game that was a lot less eventful than this one, thankfully.
Week 9 of the National Football League will continue from Music City. It's the Titans against the Chargers. The kickoff is coming up next. 6'6", great size, great arm strength, and it's intercepted. This could be a big 6 for Cody Martin. It is. The 2 tight ends on the right side off the play fake. Herbert looking to throw. Pass is complete. Matlock dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Well, this is a good kick from J.K. Scott.
Cool anymore. I think it's working.
First down. Herbert going to the end zone for Justin Peace. Got it.
Back it down.
1 for 3 on third down so far today. Toughest one of the afternoon. He throws on the run for Allen, who makes the leaping grab. Herbert gets a playoff. He pumps a few times. Now he runs. He hasn't run all day, but he's going to run for the first down and more. Inside Titans territory. They stop the offensive line. They give it to Pollard. Pollard dives forward. I don't think he got it. He is stopped by this. They take the shovel pass. Herbert rolls the pocket. Now heads toward the end zone. Slides in safely. Touchdown, Chargers.
You're too sweet for me.
All right, and off a mini bye week in which the Chargers blew the doors off the Vikings. They had to here to Nashville to take on a Titans team that has not won at home since way back of week 9 of last year, so like a year ago. coming into here, they were able to really take care of business with a very solid performance. Again, the 20 points the Titans scored was very much more like window dressing than what they actually played like. As the Chargers are able to move to 6-3, with what is it now? There's three wins out of the last 4 games, and they will be going into a huge game hosting Pittsburgh next week on a Sunday night. Titans are on a bye week. They're absolutely terrible. What else do I need to tell you guys? Chargers. Justin Herbert. The interception was absolutely hilarious. I mean, it was just bad. I don't know what to tell you guys. Yeah, it was really, really bad. But he did lead them in rushing, which was pretty decent. Arano Gatson still is a productive player, even though he can't block. Yeah, Vidal didn't have a chance. Yeah, Kamani Vidal he had a rough game. Managed without Joel. Again, I think about how many sacks they give up. They get 6 sacks. I understand that. The pressure rate, though, was very decent. And again, the fact they still weren't able to run the ball, and Joel like freaking broke his ankle again. Again, they weren't that bad. Defensively, though, I was very impressed by them. Again, around where is he? Quentin Johnson had a pretty solid game for how he's been playing recently. Yeah, Pastors was also tremendous. I mean, Adafe Owe, Tuli Tubelotu, again, a true number 1 edge rusher. I really want to say that. He's been so good this year. Dan Henley's so dynamic. Khalil Mack, again, not getting the greatest conversion rate, but he's still getting decent pressure. They did a lot for this pass rush. On that, though, I don't want to get too deep. Again, this defense dominated. We know that. They only gave 6 points. They were really good. Titans, really the only true takeaway I have for them is, again, when I saw they scored 20 points, I'm like, that probably wasn't from their offense, and indeed it wasn't. I don't know, guys. This offense is just so bad. Cam Ward has now has 4 games with no passing touchdowns in a game this season, which is really bad, as you might expect. Running game had some explosiveness. It was more of a flash in the pan sort of thing than anything, though. Receiving wise, they don't have a single weapon that I look like that is threatening at all. You look at a guy like Calvin Ridley as again reliable receiver. He can't even be anything in this offense. That's how bad it is. The O-line was not good either. Again, this is just an offense that's absolutely terrible. There's a lot of things I could say that, again, in terms of like actual notes I jotted down. Other than like Cedric Gray this defense, I don't even know what to tell you guys. Like 2.5 sacks from Jihad Ward. I think that was a little inflated, but hey, he had himself a game. Draymond Jones finally looked good. Tavon Arceo was pretty solid. I mean, guys, but at the end of the day, you can't expect to be a good defense when you have backup corners starting. It's just not going to work. But as you can see, Chargers outgained them. I talked about like the Titans' future third down and stuff. Crappy play calling. Chargers are the better team, guys. It really wasn't that much more to this game. But again, other than that, we have a next one doesn't really get any better.
It's a beautiful 60-degree day in the Meadowlands for the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. Outside, Johnson.
Get it!
Into the defensive corner, and he dives. And
this lineup card.
12th play of the drive. Williams the block, McCaffrey, touchdown. Warriors, and they're 5-3 with it. 3rd down 4. Jones right on the screws. Jawan Jennings, touchdown.
Yardage so you can spike it.
1st and 10, here they come. Touch the hit, fluttering ball intercepted. He's perfect this year, 8 of 8. Field goal try here of 45.
Oh, hell!
1st down and 10. And the call here, Pooney with the block, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. With Singletary, dart here. Singletary a block, that's a touchdown. Jackson dart. 3rd and goal, McCaffrey. With a block by McKivitz and a block in there by Pooney. Touchdown.
Brings and going to get the 1st down.
Lot of energy. Here he goes deep again. Caught for the touchdown.
Woo!
And that is grabbed by Olszewski.
I'm going to flip this. Oh, that's actually nice. But anyway, other than the Niners losing their 11th overall pick in Michael Williams for the rest of the year, they had a pretty nice game here against the Giants. They were able to maintain a double-digit lead for most of it. And again, it was a very comfortable win. It wasn't, again, a complete domination, but it was definitely a superior performance by them in this one, as they now move to 6-3. They have now tied the amount of wins they had last year. Again, when I talked about like the Bears doing that, I wasn't thinking of this, but still, Niners, despite having the most injured team I've ever seen, are still finding ways to win games. They're now 6-3. As I just mentioned, they will be hosting the Rams in their biggest game of the season up to this point next week, trying to complete the season sweep. That would be huge for them to make the playoffs. Giants fall to 2-7, and they're kind of just like moping around at this point. Really, nothing else going for them right now. But they got the Bears on the road next week too, so maybe they can bounce back there or something. I don't know. Mac Jones continues to be pretty efficient. 19 of 24, 235, and 2 touchdowns. I don't know, guys. He was out there doing his thing. But again, like CMC, again, he is just an absolute monster. Again, the efficiency wasn't there, but again, on 28 carries, still got over 100 yards at a touchdown. Also led them receiving guys. He's like, without him, guys, this offense just isn't really going to do much. Brian Robinson did have an impressive touchdown run, though. Also, they haven't lost in MetLife since 2004. Pretty common theme. We talked about how, again, the Giants haven't won in Philly in a long time. Kind of hard to win when you guys can't beat teams in certain places. But at the same time, again, the Niners don't really come to MetLife too often either. Jordan Watkins could be their wide receiver 3. That is just me being a complete idiot, but at the same time, if it happens, I mean, I guess I was right. Yeah, when is Ayuk back? I don't even want to look at it. Again, that's just wasting time. Realistically, or just too much work, too. We'll see him on the field have like a touchdown or something. I'm like, oh, crap, he's actually on this team again. Hopefully it's not next week. Also, Randall's in the secondary continue to step up. Again, they don't really have a very well-known secondary. Astronaut, Green, Diamond are pretty good. But, guys, Tatum Bethune, please don't tell me he's a linebacker. God damn it. But other than that, yeah, they got some like random guys that I've never heard of in their secondary playing really well right now. So again, good for them there. It wasn't like the Chargers last year with like Tariq Still and freaking what was the other guy's name? I don't even want to remember. Whatever though. Hamart, there we go. Solid. I just split as well from the from the linebackers. Obviously, then without Fred Warner the past couple weeks. Other than that though, that's really all I got for the Niners. Good win. Also, though, for CMC records, again, we got to give him his props here. 16, he passes Marshall Faulk with his 16th game of at least one touchdown, one receiving touchdown in a game. Also, 500 receiving yards, 500 rushing yards. Again, on the season through 9 games. Again, Saquon Barkley was the last one to do it in 2018, and also Roger Craig did it in 1985, the only other Niner to do it. Also, yeah, they did sustain it in my blocking, whatever. That's just a bunch of boring stuff you guys don't care about. For the Giants, though, I don't know. Jackson Dart, he was pretty good. I don't really have much else to say. Again, he really didn't have a chance. Stop taking hits before you die. Darius Slayton, again, had the most phantom 60-yard performance I've ever seen. I don't even know what to tell you guys with that. Theo Johnson has to be better. If he keeps dropping passes, he will find himself on the Pine Pony. You can't stop a cold on this defense. This defense is like just not good. I kind of expected. Fabio Carrique has not been playing well really at all recently. Demetrius Flanagan-Flowers is a freaking special teamer. Why the heck is he playing? I don't know. Dave Bell's really the only veteran in the secondary that can truly trust, and he's not even playing well. And the rest of the secondary is younger. They suck. Like Tyler Dude's not had a good year. Their pass rush is too inconsistent. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like obviously Brian Burns is an absolute dog, but again they gotta get pressure better. I can't just be seeing flashes because again it's not really working. Also, John Michael Schmitz has been absolutely terrible recently. He's got to be better. There's again a lot of stuff I can get onto, but who really cares about that? Other than that, though, I don't know. The Niners were the better team, and they got the W, and let's move to more competitive games.
On their way in to see this one as the Houston Texans are home on the heels of an impressive win here last week against the 49ers. C.J. Stroud off his best game of the season.
Field goal try of 51 for Fairbairn, and it is no good. Was hitting from 62 this direction in pregame, and it's blocked. Four-man pressure from Denver. Stroud breaks for contain. He'll run up the middle, and he gets popped. With Franklin in motion. Nix, backside pressure from Hunter. Down the sideline, and it's intercepted. Kalen Bullock with the one. The snap comes to Nix. Backside pressure from Hunter. Floats it down the sideline. Looking for the pay dirt. It's Cortland Sutton. It's a touchdown. Bandy. It hit him. Bounced off Bandy. Recovered by Houston. Nix. Looking with time, floats it alone on the sideline. Harvey will walk in for a Denver touchdown. A win for the Broncos. And the kick is good. And the fourth quarter magic remains for Denver.
And despite the Broncos having the opportunity to take this game away not late, but earlier, with C.J. Stroud going down with a controversial concussion, not controversial concussion on the injury, but like how the injury happened. They weren't able to do it, but again, they still closed it out late because they're the Broncos. They've now won their 6th straight game, their longest streak since that 2013 season where they had the stat where they had the end zone. I'm kind of trying to bring bad memories back to Broncos fans, but 7-2 is their best start since 2015. They are absolutely winning games right now, to say the least, as they won this one on a game-winning kick, as you guys just saw, and now they have a game next week against the freaking 8-2 is on the horizon. That's all I'll say. They're playing the sorry about that, Raiders on Thursday. Short week. Texans fall to 3-5, and you know what? I'm gonna just piss about it. If they lose to Jacksonville next week, they're not done, but they're definitely gonna be close to it. This was definitely a tough game to watch. for the Texans fans. But Broncos fans, realistically, stop scaring me. Again, there's what are they? Yeah, also, they started out 6-0 in 2013. I don't know why it took me so long to remember that. Whatever. Bo Haas hit his third read. He was terrible in this game. I mean, other than the last drive, really wasn't making many good throws. Again, Sutton made the play he needed to on that touchdown, but realistically, Bo Nix had one of his worst games of the season. Not really too surprised, though, because Texans defense is very, very good. It is hard to play non-clean football and still, or not clean, play non-smooth football and still, again, through like your progressions and like motions, not motions and stuff. That sounded very casual. Through your progressions and still, again, be able to make plays. So that's what I'll say there. Running game was about as mediocre as it gets. Defensively, Hufanga was, the real, like, key cog in this defense, despite, I don't know, not giving up a touchdown. Like, their defense is figuring out ways to be very good, despite, again, the fact they didn't have their best player in Pat Surtain. Obviously, their pass rush was still very, very good. I don't get too deep in the mullet here. This Broncos team executed, and they were able to win. Texans, though, yeah, again, there's a lot of things I can say, but realistically, when you're out with your starting quarterback, you can't expect your team to exactly win the game. But Mills, I think, was still effective enough for them to be able to get the win. Again, the fact that, again, we're on like a 1st and goal, and like, again, heard about the situation, and they were down again all the way to 23 on 4th and goal. Like, what are we doing, guys? But defensively, they're still really, really good. I didn't see the same dominance per se, but they were still very, very limiting of what the Broncos were going to do. They only had 271 yards and were limited to 4.4 yards per play. 2 turnovers, though, for the Broncos weren't enough to lose this game. And obviously, Dalton Schultz and Nico Collins, I think, had good games. They definitely could be better, though. And also, I want to see this offensive line actually not suck. But on that, I don't know. Texans got held out of the end zone, guys. Like, what else am I going to tell you guys? You got to be better than this. Also, this was, again, for Texans fans, this was an opportunity to stay in a decent spot, like if we're talking about like the grand scheme of things for the AFC playoff picture. In tough circumstance, will prevent you from getting to that spot. Yeah, you guys, like, C.J. Stroud got injured, got concussed. We see that. You can't use that, I won't say as an excuse, but you got to be able to get over that. That's what I'll say there. We're going to talk about the Commanders later. They definitely didn't get over that. Whatever, though. With all that said, we got to get to a game that was just kind of broken, to be honest with you guys.
Johnson and Bryce Young is back in the saddle for the visiting Carolina Panthers, who had a loss without Young starting against Buffalo last week. Meanwhile, they come into Green Bay to take on the
2 carries. Screen pass. Savion Williams, the rookie, trying to maneuver. Nick Scott, the safety, was in front of him, and then the rest of the team rallies. That ball came out. It's going to be a drop back for Young, trying to step away from the pressure, and he's going to take off and get the first down as Edgerrin comes the extra rusher. He's coming in on the rush here. Young throws it quick. End zone shot. Picked off. McKinney kept the feet in bounds. Looking for Love today. So they get a 3rd and 12 here. He's going to do it again. Deep shot. That ball is pulled in. Toss. Dowdle. Knife and through for the touchdown. And the Panthers take the lead up. McManus is going to pull this challenge, and he loses a timeout. Love off the fake, taking another deep shot into double coverage, underthrown to Trayvon Merrick.
That's the technical difference between the 2 penalties.
It's about a yard difference in this area of the field. Now it's Dowdle right back into the game and right back into the end zone. And what do you know? He missed it. It's 5 on the rush. Quick screen, open space, near side. Chris Brooks, first down. Handoff. Jacobs. He's in. And it's a 1-point game. Now, wait at Lambeau. Hold this down. The kick is up. Into the win. It is
Man, oh man, what an upset we just had as the Panthers they shock the Packers in Lambeau as the Packers are handed their first loss here of the season as they fall to 5-2-1. Again, we'll get to another game in a little bit, but last NFC team to be a lone loss. As again, the Panthers upset them here 16-13. Panthers moved to 5-4. They've now won 4 of their last 5 games. It is the first time since 2019 they're over 500 through 9 games, and they will be playing the Saints next week to try to be after their best 10-game start since 2018. Packers, on the other hand, you got a date next week with the Philly here on Monday night. Probably one of the biggest games of the year up to this point. But with that said, for Bryce Young, he didn't have to do much of anything. But again, similar to the guy we're going to get to very soon in Jayden McCarthy. did not lose them the game. He made a big-time throw to Ted McMillan on that comeback route that set them up for field goal range. That is just something he had to make. He had to do in this game. He was able to get it done. Didn't lose them the game like Kenny Dalton did last week for them against the Bills. They would have lost it anyway, but still. Rico Dowdle, they finally are like, yeah, he's our best running back, and you know what? He looked like their best running back. First multi-touchdown game of his career as well. Also, it's the first win for the Panthers at Lambeau since way back in 2008. McMillan. He did do a decent job with his adjustments. O-line got back into a groove. They weren't perfect, but they were really good overall against this Packers front four. Other than that, though, yeah, same number ones as last year. That's what I was talking about, the Bears. Roseboom, Wallace were hella physical. Yeah, they needed to establish that early, and they really did do a good job with that. Bryce also has won 4 straight games as a starter. Cannot tell you the last time that happened. Also, their first game win versus a team above 500 since back in 2022. That was at the Seahawks. I don't think that's right now I think about it, but who really cares? J.C. Horn was great again. Yeah, he was very, very good in this game. But on that, Panthers, solid win. I don't really believe in you guys at all, but hey, you got it done. For the Packers, yardage-wise, there's no reason they should have lost this game, but 2 bad turnovers were really crucial for them. Really just not a good performance by them overall. What was Jordan Love doing in this game? I could not tell you. He had a couple really nice throws, but again, still wasn't good enough to win this game. Also, this was, again, one of the worst scenarios for them in this game, considering they did lose their best offensive weapon in Tucker Kraft. I fully believe that. Hogan is out for the season with the torn ACL, which just completely sucks. Again, best of wishes for his recovery. Same thing for Michael Williams of the Niners. Need Dobbs to elevate over the middle, literally, and the team metaphorically. He's got to be their best receiver, guys. Again, whereas Matthew Golden is just, he's not doing anything right now. It's just simple truth there. Savion Williams is not reliable. You're without Tucker Kraft now. Christian Watson is, again, he'll make one big play every 5 weeks and then get injured for 2 years. I don't know. Romeo Dobbs, though, he's the one guy in this offense that's consistent. I need to see him just get to that. He's got to elevate because realistically, what else do they even have? Jayden Reed still got his collarbone half attached. Like, what are we doing here? Josh Jacobs, again, good game, but still really wasn't able to completely get into the rhythm, which was part of the reason he didn't take this game over, to be honest with you guys. The turnovers were really bad. McKinney was very versatile. First game since 2016 with no... also, first time since 2016 with no one-loss teams left going to week 10. That's also, again, the big thing there. Also, their linebackers were suspect. They didn't have a good game. But on that, it's really all I have for the Packers. They got some other minor things, but realistically, it was just a disappointing performance by them. And one they're going to have to make up for immensely next week as the Eagles head into here.
From the Motor City, it is loud already here in Detroit, an NFC North battle. It's the Vikings here to take on the Lions, and we throw. Zips right in. Laporta's got it.
Wait.
In. Quick throw. McCarthy going end zone. Jefferson, one-hander. Touchdown, Minnesota. Here's McCarthy. Pressure coming. Zips one downfield. It is caught. Jefferson in motion. McCarthy looking, throwing. Caught. Touchdown, Hawkinson. Montgomery running up the middle and right in. Touchdown, Lions. McCarthy out of fake. Gets it out to Jones. Oh, look at this. Aaron Jones, no one's home. First down and more, and he's into Lions territory. 3rd and long. 4-man rush. McCarthy zips it over the middle. I think it's picked. 3rd and longer than 10 all year. Here's Montgomery. They're going to try to run for it. Montgomery has a chance, and he fumbled it. It's loose, and it's picked up by Harrison Smith. McCarthy in trouble again. Looking, thinking about running. Going to try for it. McCarthy in. Bye. Here's Goff. Pressure picked up. Goff over the middle. He's got it. It's Sam Laporta. It is blocked. It is picked up by Minnesota too. It looks like Rodgers. Lions need this. Goff throwing for Jameson. He can't get it away with it. Into the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown. No, they're going to say 3rd down. 1st down would win it. McCarthy throwing it. No! Oh, he caught it.
All right, from one upset to another as the Minnesota Vikings find themselves at 500 after a game they presumably were expected to get blown out in, as they stepped up big time to knock off the Detroit Lions, a division rival who they had not beaten here since way back during COVID in 2020. Or yeah, that was during COVID. I'm a little bit No, 2021. That's when it technically was, but 2020 was the season. Also, first win overall against the Lions is 2022 as well. So very, very big win here by the Vikings. They have a big opportunity to get over 500 next week as they have the Ravens at home, if I'm not mistaken, which again is going to be a really tough game, but you still don't know what's going on there. Lions fall to 5-3. It's their worst start, 8-game start since 2022. Again, that's pretty crazy considering how good they've, again, 5-3 is not a bad start at all. But next week they will be, who are they playing next week? Oh, they got the Commanders, so they should be okay. But JJ, very similar to the guy I just talked about in Bryce Young. Did not lose them the game. Was I happy with his performance? Yeah, I actually was. I didn't think he had the greatest game by any means, but again, the touchdowns were really good. He just that throw to Jalen Naylor. That is what, again, a winning football team makes. You don't need to be throwing for 500 yards. Again, oh, what the hell? What? Oh, Jalen Hurts doesn't do this, all that. Guys, Jalen Hurts, again, J.J. McCarthy, no one's saying J.J. McCarthy is a top 5 quarterback. They're not even the same conversation. I do not want to hear that. But J.J. McCarthy, that throw to Jalen Naylor, that's the play winning football teams make. Simple as that. Aaron Jones finally looked like he had some sort of life in this game, had an 31-yard run. That's what we like to see. Jordan Mason, not good, again, efficiency, but who really cares? He did his job. Jonathan Allen, this defense, he played really good. I don't want to get all scattered here, but this team really just, they stepped up when they needed to. Yeah, they blitzed. They blitzed the hell out of Jahmyr Gibbs in this game. I don't want to harp on it too much, but again, this defense was really, really good. To be honest with you guys, they just got it done. Also, the corners were great. Less than 0.2 yards of separation per snap. That might be a little bit of a skewed stat, but that's what I got. Other than that, though, massive win for the Vikings-Lions. I could shoot you guys down, up and down there, but I'm not going to do that. No Diddy on that as well. But also, really, realistically, the only thing I have for this defense is the fact that they were very disappointing on the defensive line. The pressure wasn't consistent. It wasn't bad. It was still definitely there. Again, they did get 5 sacks, but it wasn't what you wanted it to be, and especially against the run, that was very disappointing. But realistically, the only thing I really want to talk about with this team, other than the fact that Amon-Ra St. Brown is still putting up despite putting up 9 for 97, looked invisible, and Sam Laporte had a monster touchdown. Jalen Williams had his best game of the season up to this point. Other than all that, Jahmyr Gibbs was genuinely, I got it, unplayable in this game. He was that bad. He can't block. I don't know what to tell you guys. You can't play a running back, especially a guy like him, if you can't block. It's that simple. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the best backs in the league. I'm not going to go crazy on this, but he was genuinely unplayable in this game. Other than that, though, I don't know. There were a bunch of other things that went on for them, but they're really not that major. Offense, score more points, and don't lose to the Commanders next week.
It's week 9 of the NFL on CBS as we welcome you to Pittsburgh. Today, the high
tight formation. It'll be Taylor, the spin, and the extra effort. 13th play of the drive. Or you do that. And it's Jones taking it in for the touchdown. He's been doing a great job all year. Waitman goes down after the punt. He actually got all of it. And the ball popped free. Sets up as a receiver. This is not a team that goes for it very often on 4th down. Rodgers a laser beam. And it bounces off of Washington. And Rigoberto Sanchez, who has not been name-checked very often this season. And the pump fake it! Indianapolis! And now Hayward is in. 3rd and goal. Give it to Warren! Fighting at the goal line! He's in! Left and right. Jones. To throw it. Intercepted! It's picked off by Wilson! Out of the gun for Rodgers. Lets it fly. Catch, turn, touchdown. Jones trying to get them to jump. Now he's going to do it himself. And Jones surges. It's enough for a first down. Tyler Warren, who's been such a big target for them. That's puffed up in the air and intercepted. Washington lined up off the line. Cut it to the outside. Warren takes it in. That is 4 catches for 20 yards for Warren. Jones, ball gets knocked away. Jones, end zone. Open man is Downs for the score. They snap it with 1. They toss it. Wow, that's Wilson. He loses the ball.
for themselves. 5 Colts turnovers today. Yet here comes Indianapolis. Jones intercepted. Joey Porter Jr. Or asleep. You're still on our group chat. No one's answering you.
Yeah, to myself.
Pop it up in the air and handled by the Steelers.
Man, oh man, what a game do we have here as the Steelers step up big time with that defense that they were having a funeral for before the game. What are we doing, Steelers fans? Come on. But yeah, Steelers huge W here to get the 5-3 with this massive win over the number 1 seed at the time in the Colts. Colts are handling their second loss of the year. They've only played 2 games outdoors. This is the first one where they actually had to play in a little bit of weather. It really wasn't anything. And they did not look good whatsoever. As the Steelers will be heading to LA next week for Sunday night. The Colts will be heading to Berlin for the first ever game there, as they'll be taking on the Falcons in what should be a pretty interesting game. But for the Colts, everyone's yelling about their 6 turnovers. Obviously, that's the reason they lost. You shouldn't win a game when you turn over the ball 6 times. I think that would be pretty bad, speaking of the Steelers part. But Daniel Jones finally had that game that all the haters were talking about. I don't think it was really merely his fault, but yes, he did miss a lot of reads. And again, pre-snap adjustments were not prevalent in this game for him, and that was part of the reason he did struggle this much. But at the same time, Jonathan Taylor couldn't analyze, read, react, or do any of that in this game. That's part of the reason he's such a good running back. He was not able to do that at all in this game because of how much displacement the Steelers guys in Keanu Benton, who is so good so far this year, and also Derek Harmon, who I continue to be more wrong about. But again, I am completely happy for that. But Daniel Jones, he had a QB sneak touchdown, I guess. Josh Downs had the other touchdown where he was wide open. But realistically, outside of Alec Pierce making one big play, none of his receivers are getting open consistently. Michael Pittman made a couple nice contested catches, but other than Tyler Warren, they didn't have a single guy making consistent separation against these Steeler cornerbacks, and that is an issue, especially against a defense that has so much talent. There's a lot of offensive line things I could talk about. Braden Smith, Bernard Raymond really struggled in this game. Really was more Braden Smith. Bernard Raymond had absolutely no help, though. He was getting completely ambushed in this game. Also, Peyton Wilson post-snap. Yeah, that was bad on his first pick for Indiana Jones. But realistically, other than that, I don't too much to get too deep into them. Obviously, again, you can't turn the ball 5 times if you're Daniel Jones and expect to win the game. It's just that simple. Defensively, they're not getting talked about, and I guess for good reason. Again, they're very underrated. Latu had 2.5 sacks, but they kept them in this game. They only gave up, 225 yards. They were good against them on 4th down. You can't really blame them really at all in this game. For the Steelers, though, this was a very very boring game for this offense. They were still going to get it done, though. Rodgers made some nice throws. Obviously, touchdown was good. Running game, they stuck with it despite not really working at all. Receiving-wise, I don't know. Pat Frymuth, again, his touchdown was good. None of these guys really stood out. Roman Wilson should get cut. That was an absolutely awful decision by him to hurdle, and again, the game was over if he didn't. They didn't close the game out well. I didn't really like what I saw there, but realistically, it didn't matter because of how well this defense was playing. Again, there's really no way around it. This defense had their best game of the season. Nick Herbig and Peyton Wilson were absolutely gross. Again, they have I haven't seen a game like this for them in a while, to be honest with you guys. I'm looking back to that Titans game when they played them when they were undefeated. Titans turned out to be frauds back in 2020, but that's what I'm talking about. This is a statement that I haven't really seen out of them in a while. So, big time performance by them. Hats off to y'all, Steelers. But now let's get into another game that was also equally as wild as this one.
Here in Las Vegas, Jags and Raiders are ready to roll. Which quarterback will take it to the limit? Lawrence in trouble, throws, and it's intercepted. Smith throws for the end zone. A one-handed grab. Brock Bowers, they're saying no. Nope. And just Travis Hunter went on injured reserve for Jacksonville earlier this week. And that ball is picked off. Lawrence will keep. Trevor Lawrence to the end zone. And with his legs gets extra pressure. Flips to Ashton Genty. And he'll get the first down. He'll get the touchdown. This is the Raider defense. But the catch made by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's still going. Facial Tootin straight ahead. Diving in for the Jacksonville touchdown. Smith throws. What a catch! It's Bowers. Brock Bowers has a Raider touchdown. On 4th and goal, reaching across, touchdown. Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have the lead in overtime. Geno Smith has it. Fires into the end zone, touchdown. Brock Bowers. For the Geno Smith for the win, knocked away. And the Jags defense, Devon Hamilton.
All right, guys, despite the Jags, not really getting the score they would have liked in this game, they still were able to, at the end of the day, get the win that they needed so desperately off the bye, as they were coming into this game really after two lousy performances against NFC West opponents, but now against an AFC West opponent, they were able to get the better of them with that last play on the 2-point conversion. They survived with the 5-3. They'll be heading to Houston next week to play a really good defense. Raiders, they fall to 2-6, and they got a huge game. Not a huge game. They got really a must-win if we're thinking about it. They're not going to make the playoffs, but a must-win for their sake on Thursday in Denver. But anyway, for the Jags, I guess it was good for Cam. Where is he? Yeah. What else do we want to tell you guys? Cam Little, cool, he had a 68-yarder. Bro, who really cares? You can hit a 70-yarder. I don't know. He did break the record, though, which is pretty cool. No one's talking about it, which I'm kind of pissed about. But it wasn't Justin Tucker's field goal. That's all I'm going to say. Not supporting who Justin Tucker is, but still. Etienne shows up. Yeah, he had a big game. I mean, the rushing yard, the yards per carry wasn't good. He showed up. This was his best game in a while now. Rashard Tunin's a good backup with a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence also had 2 QB sneaks or something like that. Parker Washington is a legit slot option just because of the fact that he's able to create yak yardage and runs a pretty decent route tree as well. He's going to be a guy you want out there every single snap, at least so they're getting Hunter out. But Diamond Brown wasn't great. Brian Thomas had one big play, and other than that, him and Trevor Lawrence need to get their timing done. If they don't do that, Trevor Lawrence has not been good with him. That is a huge issue. Brian Thomas Jr. is one of the most talented players in the entire NFL. There's no reason him and Trevor can't get on the same page. They got to figure it out. Who's the quarterback one as well? I don't know on this defense who their quarterback one is. Not trying to get too negative. Josh Allen had a massive game. But realistically, guys, they do need to have a quarterback one. Other than that, though, there's really nothing else to talk about there because, again, their interior defensive line also got some pretty good vertical displays. We're talking about up in the pocket. But other than that, again, big time win for the Jags. So the Raiders, though, Geno had his best game since week 1. You could even say his best game of the season. Him and Brock Bowers finally, again, I don't want to say finally, but they again got into it's the same consistency which they need for this offense to be really good. Brutal finish the game as well. Again, you never want to lose like that. Ashton Jeanty, that was a tough game by him. He just can't really get much rolling. Brock Bowers, again, you can't say enough about how well he played this game. 43 fantasy points is the most in a long time for a tight end. Jacoby Myers was just not even in this game. That's an issue. Darren Porter is by far this team's most talented defensive DB as well. He just completely showed up, showed out in this game. Also, Tyree Wilson, he was solid. He did get some decent pressure. Paul Bell also needs the freedom to be the robber in zone, because not in zone. Yeah, honestly in zone too. But he needs to be a little more free there for this defense to actually have some sort of multiple effect to them. But on that though, Jags were good enough on third down in this game. I just wanted to kind of observe on that. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. Crazy OT game that people are probably gonna forget in 2 weeks. But still, big game win for the Jags. Now let's get to a game that was a lot less competitive, probably the worst game of the day.
California as Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams get set to take on Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints.
Third and goal, fake to Williams, Stafford to the end zone, wide open. Tyler Higbee for a Rams touchdown. From the 3, Stafford, Adams touchdown. Adams reached the end zone 3 times in the Rams' last game against Jacksonville. Fake the handoff to Kamara, goes up the middle and picks up the first down, and he's still going. From the 39, Stafford fires downfield. It is caught. Touchdown.
Like it was the Rams all day long, just churning on the Saints defense.
Cardi from 39, from the Rams 11. Shuck throws, caught, taking it to the end zone for a touchdown. Backfield, first and goal. Stafford looking for Adams in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown. Here's Kamara.
On the goal line.
Here's Williams. He's in. Touchdown. Kyron Williams.
Offensive lineman right over there with the tight end.
It's Hill, and he will not get there. Hill, bottom of your screen. 4th down and 4. Shuck is picked off. Could not find a receiver.
Can't be said I'm an early bird.
And the Saints have now gone after their worst start since 1980. Yes, they have passed. It's not as bad as it's worse than 1999 now, as they got blown the doors off by the Rams in this game, 34-10. Their only touchdown came on a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, and they're now going to be heading to Carolina to hopefully not get blown out in that one either. Rams, they move to 6-2. They again, just what the doctor had ordered off their bye week, as they will be heading to Sanford for their biggest game of the season up to this point next week. For the Saints, Tyler Shuck looked better in the preseason against at SoFi against the Chargers. I don't know. He made a couple nice throws, but this offense had the ball for 16 minutes. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, you're not going to win games when that's the case. On that, though, Kamara does look absolute dog shit. I don't know what to tell you guys there. Chris Olave, they got to trade him. Like, please get rid of him. He needs to be on a better team. Also, the D-line is talented. That's what I saw from this group, like, especially on film. But, like, realistically, they didn't really just got absolutely abused in this game. Also, the secondary needs a true man corner guy. Cooley McKinstry is not cutting it because of the fact that he's really just a man-press boundary guy. He is not a guy you want to consistently be putting in situations where he has to play off a little bit more, considering that's just not his game. Other than that, though, Juwan Johnson is an absolute, again, he's super-duper consistent. Other than Hunter Henry, I think he's the most consistent fantasy tight end in the league this year, other than obviously the top guys. Matt Stafford, 9 touchdowns in the past 2 games. That is a franchise record. Again, he's got to be the MVP. He's got to be the best quarterback in football right now in terms of how he's playing. I don't really think it's even that close either. I mean, Lamar, but, like, he's been injured. Also, this is just the context for this. When Josh McCarty, who, again, has the worst extra point and field goal percentage this year, has to angle his kick, like, off the uprights, like where he wants to kick it. Because if he does, he's going to hit the dome of Justin Reed. Yeah. What the hell are we doing, guys? Something's got to change in this Rams kicking unit. It's that simple. It's going to burn the butts off of them if they don't. Devontae continues to score touchdowns in the red zone. Puka had a big game before he got injured. But the fact that the first times, or only 4 times since 2000, that 4 tight ends and a single offense were able to catch 2 or more passes in the same game. Again, it's pretty crazy the Rams can use 4 tight ends. 13 personnel was very, very big in their game as well in this one. But on that, I don't really have too much else on the Rams. Again, there really isn't much to take away. This is, again, I talked about before the season. If there's a game the Rams are going to, like, basically, I'm saying they're going to win, and it's a game that they should be able to win very easily. It's this game going into the season, and look what happened. About as predictable as you can get there. But Saints, I will say they didn't roll over and die in this one like a team we'll get to very soon. But that's all I got for you guys here. Now let's get to, again, the headliner from this Sunday. Even the game itself really wasn't that.
The game that America has longed for on a 50-degree clear sky day in Western New York, this generation's greatest rival.
With 17 seconds left. Here it's a 3rd and 8. And Allen throws wide open. It's Kincaid and a Buffalo taking it 27 yards for the winning touchdown. This is 4th and 2 here. Allen with time. Fires it. Mahomes is wide to the left. Rice is going to take the snap and keep it. Rice runs in almost well untouched for the handoff. Touchdown. Touchdown untouched for quick pass broken up by Bishop.
Remember, they didn't get the tush push last year in some big key areas.
Here is Gilliam pushing his quarterback. That went for 20. Now going for the deep ball. He's open. It's Hollywood.
It's the Josh Allen.
Josh with a little help from his friends. That's a touchdown. Nope, it is Hunt, and he gets in with ease. Touchdown, Kansas City. And it's picked off. Prater with the kick, and the kick. Oh, it hits the upright.
All right, right, despite the Chiefs falling in this game, in the grand scheme of things, guys, I could very easily see this being the AFC Championship match once again, as the Bills now move to 5-1 against Patrick Mahomes. Now they're 6-2 again in the regular season. Again, they're 0-4 in the playoffs. Sorry, Bills fans, but they now move to 6-2 on the season, and they're still a half game back to the Patriots. So they will be hosting the Dolphins. No, they'll be in Miami next week for what should be a pretty easy win on their part, as they continue to be good off the bye. Chiefs, on the other hand, fall to 5-4. It's their worst 9-game start under Patrick Mahomes. Also, the first time they've lost back-to-back road games with Mahomes, but they will not consecutive road games. There we go. They'll be playing a game. No, they're on the bye week next week. They got some things straight away, but I still think, honestly, guys, despite them being 0-4 in one-score games, they were 12-0 last year, including the playoffs in one-score games. This is their bet. This is a much better team than they were last year. Mahomes played like absolute, he played awful. I don't know what's another way to put you guys. I understand the pressure rate was really high, and he wasn't really getting much time to throw the football, but he still was absolutely terrible in this game. Consistently wasn't getting the ball to his guys on time. The pick was also pretty, it was an arm punt, but still wasn't good. Guys, Mahomes was bad in this game. I don't know how to put it. He sucked. He sucked. The Bills were Bills fans were pooping their pants when there was 22 seconds left when he had the ball, which it also should have been a one-score, should have been a touchdown game because of the fact that, again, crucial play here, Hollywood Brown, again, at the end of the first half was short on that bomb, again, at the end zone there. Again, it was like his butt cheek. That would have actually definitely changed the dynamics of this game, but still, you saw that. Kareem Hunt was pretty good. The O-line actually blocked up decently for the running game, which they didn't really try to use much. Also, yeah, I don't know what else happened. That's about it, though, because I don't know, guys. The Chiefs, they're fine. Defensively, I don't really have many takeaways for them. I'll watch their film a little bit throughout the week. I might give you guys something for the power rankings, but not really much change for them. Bills, on the other hand, Josh Allen had a pretty solid game. Career high 88, career high and franchise record. Obviously, no shit. Again, if it's career high, it's probably a franchise record. It's probably a career high. But 23-26 game, 88% completion percentage there. Running game was absolutely dominant. Again, James Cook had very, very good holes there. Also, the power-based pass rush worked for this defense. I really like to say that. Realistically, though, I don't know. This was a game, again, I wouldn't say expect them to win, but it was a pretty big win for them. Again, I'm congratulating the Bills on that. But realistically, guys, again, unless someone got injured or something, nothing was going to change with this game. This was a big-time good one by the Bills, though. 400 yards there to get it done as well. Chiefs, don't worry, don't sweat it. That's all I got there, though. Now let's get to our Sunday Nighter, which was an absolute arse-whooping.
Gorgeous first Sunday of November in our nation's capital, 55 and clear, about a dozen miles east. And Darnold, roll, throw it, end zone, touchdown, Torrey Horton. 8 minutes of this one, 3rd and 17. Blitz coming, Daniels stays in, puts it up for grabs on the sideline. Washington rushing 5, Darnold taking a shot downfield, open again is Horton. Seattle defense, Washington trying to get something on special teams. Wade lost the football, recovered by Connor O'Toole. Back at it, Darnold 9 of 9 on the night, takes another shot, and it's caught by Arroyo for the touchdown. Here on first down, 13 of 13, and to the races, it's White, all the way, Cody White for the touchdown. Running down, 1st and goal from the 1, off in time, Daniels left to the end zone, touchdown, Washington. 4 for Darnold, reloads, fires, intercepted by Mikey Saberstill. Daniels, spinning, got away, taking off.
Prove it kind of moment here.
And Barner takes it in for the touchdown. Mariota in the game is the question people default to and ask right away is it is run up inside by Chris Rodriguez.
All right, wrapping up this recap. Again, is that even a sentence? And it doesn't sound like one. The Seahawks absolutely annihilate the Commanders with a 31-7 first half score as they move to 6-2. Is their best start since 2020. They are really looking good right now as they're on a 3-game winning streak, and it doesn't look like they'll lose to a team. And also the question should be pondered on if they are the best team in the league right now. They have been absolutely dominant the past couple of weeks. They will be hosting the Cardinals next week in what could be a very, very ugly game on the Cardinals' part. Commanders, they'll fall to 3-6. It's their longest losing streak at 4 straight since 2023 through 2024 when they ended up losing 9 straight before, again, they started to win games. Also, they have more losses now than they've had all of last year. If you did not see in the intro or you don't care to see, I hope you do care to see, Jayden Daniels will probably be out for the rest of the year considering how I don't want to think about it, but he severely effed up his left elbow, and because of the fact that Dan Quinn doesn't know the fact that, again, as I talked about, there's never been an NFL team to be down 38-7 going in the fourth quarter and win the game. why in God's hell would you have your guys still out there? I don't want to bring this up, but 2022, again, this was the year the Rams had like a bunch of injuries, but Cooper Kupp, he was probably injured anyway because he was getting overused that year. It was week 10. Cardinals were up 27-10 in the fourth quarter. Again, I think like John Wolford was a quarterback. Like Stafford was already injured, but he absolutely got destroyed on his ankle. Like his ankle got like blown up. That he's never been the same player. And I think the reason for that is because I don't know, maybe because he shouldn't have been out there. They were down 27-10 in the fourth quarter, like in garbage time. Why is he still out there? That play alone, I think, again, is the reason. One of the reasons he's not as good anymore. Pretty simple there. But other than that, though. Back to this. Sam Darnold, again, he had like an insane, like it was like 250 yards in the first half, like 191 yards, 4 touchdowns downfield, something ridiculous like that. He went absolutely off, guys. I don't know. Sam Darnold is, again, you can't get any hotter than him right now. On that though, yeah, this game was BTA again. Don't cancel me for that. But anyway, White who? Yeah, who the frick is Cody White? He had a touchdown. Cool. But yeah, Tor Horn had 2 touchdowns as well. I don't know, guys. This offense, they were cooking all game. Defensively, they just completely slammed the door. This defense looked really, really good. Mike McDonald, my bad, has his defense clicking on all cylinders, and this secondary had their best game of the season as well. For the Commanders, yeah, get ready for Marcus Mariota's show. Running game wasn't bad. That's definitely the lead on it going the rest of the year. But again, realistically, they just rolled over and died. Again, I kind of went on a little bit rant here, but yeah. Yeah, also they have gotten their butts kicked 3 straight games. Yeah, that's true. They've gotten absolutely blown out the past 3 weeks. Again, they not even close in this game. But yeah, that 4th and 15 as well. But yeah, 31-7 halftime score is bad. Debo was terrible. Mike Sanderson was really the only guy that looked like he was trying. Also, this guy, again, honestly, analogy for this game. This game looked like the game they played against the Eagles back, I think it was 2010 Monday Night Football, something like that. Michael Vick had the first play bomb, like absolute bomb to Deshaun Jackson, and Albert Haynesworth was on the ground. That's what this game felt like. Jayden Daniels' prophecy to becoming RG3 is becoming much more true as the days go by. But that is all I have for you guys here in week 9. Hope you guys enjoyed all these highlights, all these games, all these takes. Again, if you have any gripes about them, go put them in the comment section below. Put your favorite part of week 9, Sunday, as well below, and I'll get you guys the Monday Night Football recap and power rankings coming up the next couple days. That's all I got for you guys here, and that is all I got for the last Sunday of the first half of the regular season. Pretty crazy it's happening this fast.
Snap to Mensah. He'll push the pocket right. This is Hagens and Duke Lee.